time to tune in. Now another Sports Center, it's a movement.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, Touchdown Nation. Thank you guys so much for taking and tuning in. I got the most awesome co-hosts in the world, man. I got my dogs, Mike Williams and Adrian Campbell. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, brother? Good to be here.
What's up, baby? We happy. We in here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And for the reason you guys clicked on the thumbnail, we're going to talk about the AFC South. So if you're a fan of any of those teams, stay tuned because each and every team is going to get a season prediction. And each of us want to spend anywhere between 1 to 3 minutes on each team discussing our opinions, why we chose what we chose. And if you guys agree or disagree, please go down below in the comment section and let's talk about it. And also while you're at it, you guys go ahead and make sure that you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Helps us grow. Just hit 1,000 subscribers. Going to hit 1,000 more and then 10,000 after that, 100,000 after that. We're going to go from there. But we're going to go ahead and kick it off with H-Town, Houston Texans, okay? Adrian, go ahead and kick us off, sir.
Oh, man, I wish we had like some sad music or something, like some funeral music out here for them. Houston, we have a problem, and it's your record. 2-15 on the season. I know you don't want to hear it. And here's the thing. If we keeping it 100, I think 2 is generous. I do. I don't know what you guys are doing down there in Houston. I feel for you as a fan of football, period. I feel for you because my team has had some miserable years. Matter of fact, we had like 14 straight years of nothing but misery. So I feel for you because you got Deshaun Watson, who is still adamant that he's not going to play for your squad, still adamant that he wants to be traded. The front office is now saying, well, we'll entertain a trade, but there's likely only one suitor, possibly 2 suitors, but one that's only really going to play. And even then, you don't know what you're going to get in return. You still don't know who's going to be under center. Who can you trust to guide the team? They have the biggest running back room in the NFL currently and no clear leader for who's going to be leading that room. And then the defense, like I said, you guys traded away your stalwart. Well, not that traded him away, but you let him go to Arizona. And I get that he hasn't been healthy the past few seasons, but still, you know, locker room presence and all of that. And then a coach, you know, the head coach. It's first time him being a head coach. I'm just nervous for what you guys are doing down there. I hurt for you. I'm gonna be watching this season just to see what y'all do. I hope that you pleasantly surprise me. I hope the team pleasantly surprises you guys, the fans, and rewards you with more than 2 wins on the season. I just don't see it happening. I'm sorry, guys. Bottom of the division, 2-15. Let the rebuild commence.
Ooh, and that's with the extra game. Ouchie, ouchie. All right, Mike Williams, what you got?
I have some good news for you guys. You will have the #1 draft pick in the 2022 NFL draft, having the worst record in the NFL. And hopefully your GM, Nick Caserio, who we've all heard great things about, does something great with that pick. But I think Soup is being generous with 2 wins. I'm going to say 1-16 because I don't think they're going to go 0-17. They'll win 1 random game. But I really don't see a game on their schedule they're going to win. It's hard. It's like really hard, but I'll say 1 because they'll win something. The strength of their team is having Mark Ingram, Phillip Lindsay, Rex Burkhead, and the best draft pick they had was a 5th-round draft pick in Brevin Jordan from Miami, the tight end. Other than that, man, this team has so much turnover. They have so much instability. It's gonna be a long season, man. That's gonna be a team that people circle and know no matter what happened the week before, we got a W this week. So I'm sorry, fans. I'm not trying to bash you guys. I am a fan of Houston because y'all had Gary Kubiak, who's a Broncos lifer essentially down there for a while and all those other things, and y'all got my guy Phil Lindsay down there now. But man, I have a hard time believing they're going to win more than 2 games at the most, and I really think they're going to win 1.
Man, Mike, you said that Mark Ingram and Phillip Lindsay are going to be the strength of the team, and early reports are that they don't even think Mark Ingram's going to make the 53-man roster. Oh. So that's 50% of the strength gone. I mean, we got to see it play out, right? Like, we got another few weeks, but so 25% strength for the team? I don't know. Doug, man, it's on you, man.
All right. I'm going to break y'all off a little something different. So, Houston Texans. So, please know that the three of us we're like, oh man, let's just destroy Houston Texans. Please know we're coming from facts. We realize that, hey, a nuclear bomb has pretty much hit the football team, and then you guys are starting over, new coach, a lot of new everything, right? So this is also an exciting time because you got to think of the season after next, because once you get that trade for Deshaun Watson, you're going to get an abundance of draft picks. May not be exactly what you're looking for, but when you build in a team, you're definitely going to need that. And then, Adrian, you made a point that, was it 53 of the people are going to be on contracts? The contract is ending after this season or something like that.
Unprecedented.
That's insane. That's insane. So, yes, I am going to take and say that that you guys are going to go winless the whole year, not a single win. And but please know, like, I got nothing but love for Houston. But Houston, we got a problem. And, well, it has to do with winning, and it's not on your record this year. So I got you guys being the first ever team to take and go 0-17 with the extra game in the season. All right. Next team that we're going to take and talk about. Yeah, I don't even have them beating the Jacksonville Jaguars, as a matter of fact. I just don't see it. But anyway, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars, okay? We're going to take and talk about them. A lot of exciting things happening over in Duval. About the road for me here in Orlando. Man, new coach, new quarterback, new running back, new everything. Even Tebow is back. And hey, they got Jesus on the team. It's beautiful. Mike Williams, let us know your prediction, sir.
Yeah, man. Actually, I'm probably in a camp that very few are in, especially after the injuries that the Colts just sustained. I think the Jaguars will probably have the second best record in this division, and I say they'll go probably 9-8. I do think that Trevor Lawrence is gonna ball out. The additions they have of Shaq Griffin, Marvin Jones, Jihad Ward. I think they made some moves that's going to help them be competitive right away. And they have a few people like CJ Beathard, who I think could be a phenomenal mentor to Trevor Lawrence, as long as Urban Meyer has his coaching chops down, which he's an established college coach, but that doesn't necessarily always transition. I think they have a chance of winning maybe 9 games, bro. And I might be being very generous, but I think after the injuries to Indianapolis, I think they have a really good shot at maybe winning 3 more games than they won last year.
Okay, gotcha. Adrian, what you got, man?
Look, man, Mike, I'm gonna go ahead and say that you are being a little generous. I've got them going 6-11, and here's the thing: it's not because I don't believe in Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer is a proven winner everywhere that he goes. Let's see if it carries over to the NFL, because, like Mike said, college to the pros doesn't necessarily always translate. I think they definitely have the right guy under center with Trevor Lawrence. I want to believe that he is going to be as advertised in actual game situations beyond just training camp. My man Doug said they got God on their side now that Tim Tebow is there. They better hope they keep him on the roster because they're going to need all the extra prayer they can get this season just for everything to come together. And here's the thing. The reason why I have them at 6 wins and not more than that has really nothing to do with the actual roster of the team. I think the roster of the team is actually fairly decent. Even the coaching and the staff, I think, is really decent. I just think, unfortunately, strength of schedule this year is against them. They're going against some really good squads. They're going against the AFC West, which is always not AFC, but NFC West, always a hyper-competitive division. They have the Browns in not the Browns, but they have, Buffalo, that's one of the powers out of the AFC East. I mean, there's just a lot of competitive teams on this schedule from other divisions, and they're not the bums from their division. So I just think, unfortunately, the schedule makers are against Jacksonville this year. But we knew it was going to be a rebuild year anyway. Jacksonville fans, if you had hopes of a Super Bowl this year, that Trevor Lawrence was just going to come in and be that guy, it's not going to happen. You guys still are a few more pieces out. Got to figure out the defense, but it is good to see some hope and optimism in Jacksonville instead of just doom and gloom and random players just trying to get traded at no cost out of there. It looks like you guys got your front office situation cleaned up, and that can do nothing but mean good things for the future of the franchise. So if I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, I'm optimistic for the season just because I want to see what my new quarterback can do, but I'm very, very hopeful for the future beyond the 2021 season.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So we about to have three different opinions. I take and have them going. I have them going 7. I have them going 7-10. 7-10. Obviously, they're gonna miss the playoffs. But compared to where they were last year, that is better. That is so much better. You got one of the greatest coaches to ever do it. You know what I mean? Top 10 greatest college coach ever. Right down the road, you know, he has a connection to University of Florida and stuff like that. And he has a lot of connections, so I only see them getting better from here. But the first year, I do see it being rough because you have a rookie quarterback. We don't know how he's going to do. Just because what you did in college doesn't always take and transfer over to the National Football League. But that being said, looking at their record, I mean, they have Cleveland Browns week 1. It's like, right out the gate, you know, it's like humbling right there, you know. But then they played the Falcons and a few other teams. So I have them winning a very top, and it could even be a low end of 5 wins. But I have them winning 7 games and 10 losses. That's what I got. But let us know down below in the comment section if you agree. And let us know who you agree with. If you think Mike is more accurate, Adrian, or myself, or maybe we're all wrong and you're biased and you think they're going to go Super Bowl. It don't matter. Go down below. Comment down below.
I just got a feeling that Mike's going to get a lot of love on this one because he gave him the most wins. So that's just naturally how it's going to be. Whoever gives him the most wins, that's the one that's the closest. Not necessarily right, but the closest.
That guy Mike is so charming. Man, he's like
he is charming.
Doug and Adrian suck.
That's all right. We embrace it.
Next team, as you see on the screen, is going to be the Indianapolis Colts. Now, had we shot this video a week ago, all of our predictions would be different. I'm gonna go ahead and kick this one off.
Go.
Indianapolis Colts, man. Wentz is injured. You know, your best guard, Nelson, he's out too. You know what I mean? So, granted, they have a great defense. So whoever, I'm just going to take and spit it out. I have the Colts at 10 wins, going 10-7. I do have them missing the playoffs potentially because, you know, now it's the extra game now and stuff. But I have them at 10 wins. That defense is amazing. I love their defense. I love their running back. You expect their running back to be carrying the team until the quarterback Wentz takes and comes back. But Jacob Eason, he may actually be pretty good. We're just going to have to take and see. If not, hey, bring back Phillip Rivers. If they bring back Phillip Rivers, I'll even go as far as adding probably 11 or 12 wins. But I have them at 10 wins. I don't think they're going to be as bad as everybody thinks. But I know these two other gentlemen here might feel different. Mike Williams, what you think?
Yeah, man. Honestly, I had potentially the Colts before Carson Wentz got injured, you know, competing to win that division. But after that, man, I really feel like they're gonna go like 8-9 at most. And that's on the positive side. The thing we got to look at is Quentin Nelson isn't just the best player on their team; he's the best guard in the NFL. That is the heart and soul of their entire offense. And for him to be out 5 to 12 weeks is huge. Carson Wentz, all of us know based on his history, he's going to get hurt. He's just getting out the way earlier this year. But for a quarterback coming back from a foot injury, and one with the injury history he does have, I think he'll be out closer to that 12 weeks than 5 based on all the reports of this injury. And again, we don't know. He might come back quicker. But and the fact that they Anthony Costanzo, they let go. They brought in Eric Fisher, which is a solid replacement, but he's still coming off that Achilles injury, so he's supposed to be out for at least 5 weeks, right? 4 or 5 weeks of the season. So I just think they have so many variables. And, you know, shout out to Darius Leonard for getting that, you know, $99 million contract. He definitely earned that, one of the most underrated middle linebackers of NFL. That defense is going to be some dogs. But the Broncos had a phenomenal defense last year, and the offense was terrible, and we won 6 games. Right. I just think that is not enough in 2021, 2022 to carry you to the playoffs. So I think with them being out, and there's no replacement on the roster right now as far as quarterback that I trust. Jacob Eason, we're talking about, and he played no snaps last year, essentially, right? So I really have them maybe winning 8 games. But that's about it, man. That's kind of where I would go.
Adrian, where you at?
Man, Mike Williams read my mind. I got the Colts 8-9 in this division, man. You guys kind of hit it, right? Like, they have a killer defense. I don't think anybody here is going to argue that. Darius Leonard, also one of the best interior linebackers in the game. He's getting paid as the best one, But I think arguably that's Fred Warner. But both of those guys got their money this year. So congratulations to both of those brothers. They definitely deserve the money. A week ago, was really looking forward to seeing what the squad was going to be, especially, you know, with Quentin Nelson. I don't know what y'all did in Indy to deserve a duplicate injury for your quarterback and your left guard. It's the same exact injury with the same exact timeline of recovery. And here's the thing, that 5 to 12, that is such a huge window, right? 5 weeks, they could be back. They could be back at the beginning of the season, or the 12-week, that could put them mid-season. And even if they are back, what kind of shape are they going to be in? I mean, this is an injury to the foot. And anybody who knows anything about football or has played a lick of football, as a former lineman myself, I can tell you, being able to plant your feet for those pass protections, or being able to get that first step for the get off where you really start pushing the line forward for the runs to open up holes for your backs and stuff like that. I mean, that's a big thing for them to be able to come back 100%. And I can just tell you right now, there's no way they come back 100%. They may be healthy, but they will not be back at 100% capacity, because in the back of their mind, mentally, they're going to be scared to put and step on that foot and do what they need to do. Carson Wentz, it's one of those things, like, I like the guy coming out of college. I'm not going to lie, as a Rams fan, when we took Jared Goff over Carson Wentz, I was yelling at the TV, was pissed off because my brother ended up getting him over there with the Eagles. But, man, he has been just fragile. Matter of fact, I just saw on a Hollywood Reporter today that he was in talks to be cast in the Mr. Glass sequel with M. Night Shyamalan for the Caucasian version of it. Man, I just wish this guy's career was better, because the combination of him and Frank Reich together, where they had that special 2017 season, we were hoping that we were going to see some more of that magic this season. Doesn't look like we will be able to see it. There is hope. This defense can carry him, but being a fan of a team where the defense has been our strength for so many years, I can tell you your defense can only do so much. They do get tired, especially when your offense can't stay on the field and at least eat up some clock. The constant 3 and outs, even the best defense can't do that when they're on the field for 60 minutes and the offense is only on the field for 15. It's just not a feasible formula to win a championship. Like I said, if Carson Wentz comes back, if Phillip Rivers comes back, I don't know. He had an okay season. I'm not convinced that he's going to come back anywhere near.
Let me bring up a point. Play devil's advocate real quick. What do you think about Jonathan Taylor? I mean, the guy showed a lot of promise last year. I mean, could he carry that team for 2 months?
Can Jonathan Taylor play quarterback? If the answer is no, then it doesn't matter, because he's not. Because here's the thing, right? We've seen prolific running backs in this league before. They have not carried a team to a championship, because if they had
not a championship, but to a winning record, which is regular season.
Look, if you're a fan and all you want is a winning record, one, you know your team is sad in a sad place, and you know they're garbage. Two, if you actually play for the team and all you want is a winning record, get off the squad, because the name of the game is championships and rings over here, period. So if you're a running back, I've never seen a running back carry any team to a championship, because if that was the truth, Adrian Peterson would have a ring right now. Derrick Henry would have 1 or 2 rings himself, and Todd Gurley would have had a ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you.
These guys can play quarterback position. Jacob Eason, I'm looking at you, man. They looking at you. Your whole staff, the quarterback room is looking at you. They hoping and praying that you got something in your bag. You ain't even got to be great. You just got to be serviceable. So Indianapolis 8-9. I mean, we could go on them forever. I'm disappointed. I'm heartbroken, just like you, Indy. I wish your offense a lot of luck this season. I hope you guys come back healthy, so that way we can watch some competitive Colts football. I just don't see it. 8-9.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna change change alert. I'm gonna change mine. You know what? I'm gonna give them 11 wins. I'm gonna give them benefit of the doubt. They get 6 losses, 11 wins.
I don't know what they.
Jonathan Taylor, I'm telling you, man. Jonathan Taylor. We're gonna look back at this moment. It's gonna be monumental. You'll be like, man, that guy Doug Smith, touchdown with Doug Smith, is so damn smart and handsome. You know what?
You need to take the vodka out your orange juice in the morning, bro. just drink the Florida's natural. Like, stop making screwdrivers.
I really like Jonathan Taylor. I agree, but Jonathan Taylor, it's hard when a team, there's only 2 or 3 running backs in the NFL that you can stack the box and they can still do their thing, right? And the next team we're going to cover is one of those running backs. Jonathan Taylor's not that guy. He's a speed back. He's not a power back. You got enough guys in the box. You're not going to always get to the outside like he needs to. He could definitely run up the middle, but not when the box is stacked. They got 7, 8 men in the box because you don't have any threat at quarterback to get the ball out. It's going to make it very difficult, man. He's going to have to.
And
like
they're missing their best offensive lineman. Is he going to block and run at the same time?
The best guard in the NFL. It's like they're missing him, man. And that's and their tackle position is still in flux, while they're waiting for Fisher to come back. So I just think, man, it's gonna be a rough season for them early because of injuries, man. They're kind of got that Chargers thing going on. The Broncos of last year, but they got hit with injuries early, man. And I think that completely altered their season.
I gotcha. All right, now the next team and final team that we're going to talk about for the AFC South, it's going to be Tennessee Titans. So go ahead, take it away, man.
Tennessee. I mean, if you're a fan of the Titans, you probably saw this coming. Y'all know y'all win in the division. If you don't, it's an utter disappointment. I got you guys going 11-6. If you're a fan, you probably think maybe that's a little bit low, but I think you guys are playing a pretty competitive schedule this year. But like I said, even so, I got you guys at 11-6, definitely in the playoffs. And I think you will make another run. Roger Saffold, I miss you every single day. I wish you would come home. I'm mad that they never paid you. Derrick Henry going to have another monster season. AJ Brown. I mean, we got to start really talking about this guy like an elite receiver in this league. Not to mention, now you got to pick your poison. Who you going to cover? You going to cover him or you going to cover Julio? And please stop playing like Julio washed up and whatnot. Yes, I know he's been banged up a little bit, but if he's on the field, he's a threat. You have to respect him. And Ryan Tannehill, man, this second act that he's putting on in Tennessee, I would have never seen it coming. Him in Miami, you could have never convinced me in a million years that this guy was going to play ball and like the way that he's playing. So shout out to him. He's letting it rip. He's seeing the field really well. Like I said, they have a really great offensive line. The big thing with this Tennessee team continues to be the questions that are on defense, man. As potent as this offense is, as dangerous as this offense is, their defense has not been one of the best in the league. It's been mediocre, middle of the road, but they are relying on their offense to put up a lot of points, and they just hold on long enough till the clock hits 0. I don't see a lot of improvements on this roster defensively, but the season's yet to start. So let's see these young guys. Let's see the trades and acquisitions, but it still looks like the weak spot of the team to me. If there was some definitive moves that they had made on defense where I could point to and say, absolutely, they're going to be way better than they were, particularly in their secondary, then I give them a few more wins. But nonetheless, I got you guys competing in the playoffs. You guys will be actively competing for that Super Bowl bid in the AFC amongst, a few other teams. But you guys are right back where you were last season. So 11-6. Congratulations on winning the division before the season kicks off.
Love it. Mike, what you got?
Man, I actually agree. You stole my record. I say 11-6 as well. Some of the things, man, they lost Adoree Jackson, who never really lived up to his potential, but I think he started coming on. Desmond King and Malcolm Butler. And they replaced those guys essentially with Janoris Jenkins, Elijah Molden, and Caleb Farley, who's coming off a pretty significant injury. I had Caleb Farley as my top corner coming out this year, just ahead of Surtain before that the new injuries came out. So I think if he comes back healthy, but even with that being said, man, it takes a little bit for corners as rookies to really get in the mold and everything. But here's the thing. I think people that know me know I'm not the biggest Julio fan because I think he's good between the 20s. He'll get you down the field, but he does not score touchdowns like that, which is unbelievable for somebody as talented as him. But guess what? They got my MVP pick, Derrick Henry. So Julio moving the ball between the 20s is going to be great for them, right? I think that'll be good because you give Derrick Henry the ball 4 times in the red zone, he's going to get in the end zone, right? So I think this team they're built for the playoffs, right? Their regular season, they might lose some games that they probably shouldn't lose. But I think that's going to be the team that nobody, including the Kansas City Chiefs, wants to play in the playoffs. That's a team that nobody is going to want to play. They're a very well-coached, tough team. And I really do like the addition of Bud Dupree. But guess what, Soup? Bud Dupree doesn't play in the secondary. That's my biggest concern for this year, man. You're 100% right. And we're not in 1990 anymore. You can't just have a great front seven and not a good secondary. So that's the only thing that kind of, pauses me from them probably winning like 13 games. But I still think they're going to be very tough in the playoffs. I think they're going to win the division. And I think they're going to be a team that, again, nobody is going to want to play that tough smash mouth football team. And Ryan Tannehill, man, like this second act he's put on his career, he's looking like he's trying to play in the go play for the Hall of Fame, So we'll see if he keeps that rolling. But I think they're going to be a dangerous team this year.
I love it. I love it. I'm right in that ballpark with you guys. Now I'm pretty sure we're all in agreements that Titans are winning the division, hands down. I mean, right now the Colts are going to be off to a really bad start, and even if they do make the playoffs, the AFC is just too dang competitive right now. I have the Tennessee Titans winning 13 games. If you look at their schedule, there's a few tough games. They go up against like the Bills and stuff like that. They go against the Seattle Seahawks, or some games I have question marks about. But I got them losing 4 games the entire year. Obviously, the secondary is that's a big question mark for that team, right? And then also as well, are they, with the addition of Julio Jones, is this going to be Ryan Tannehill's best year? And if so, is that coach and staff going to take and trust him? If I had to someone ask me a question, I would have to say yes. Ryan Tannehill is definitely taking his career to a whole other level. He not only has a much better O-line than he had years ago in Miami, but he has a cowbell ringing of a running back, one of the best wide receivers in the game, and he's also very low on turnovers. He's similar to Russell Wilson in the sense that he's very low on turnovers, high IQ quarterback kind of guy. But 13 wins, 4 losses. I got him winning the division by week 16.
Titans fans rejoice.
Rejoice. Awesome. Hey, you guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. Go ahead and go down below, hit that subscribe button. That takes and helps grow the channel. Go down below and take and let us know if you agree, if you disagree. Obviously, we had a lot of super dope hot takes in this episode. I also want to thank you guys for helping us grow to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. If you guys take and donate, I got my Cash App and stuff down below. You guys, if you donate, I'll make sure you guys get a shout out the next episode. In the meantime, you guys have a blessed day. Thanks for watching the Touchdown. Peace.
Turn 100 for the touchdown. King crown, gain inside, leading your town. Hit you faster than the sound. Bad boy, throw it down. Yeah, I'm ill, not my will. Don't cop a fill the house. Listen to the roaring crowd. Drop a light, calm it down. Heisman, all the haters mouth. Superhero hit them wow. Packing more action than bing, boom, bam, pow. Touchdown for the win. We live, subscribe right now.